In this video, we're going to look at probability scale and sample space. So now if we look at the probability scale, so what you will notice is that probability falls between 0 and 1, with 1 being certain and 0 being impossible. So an example of that might be something that's certain, the sun will rise tomorrow. Something that's impossible, that could be, if you look at it, picking a green card from a deck of cards, as there are only black and red ones. An even chance, okay, let's say I roll a die and I got an even number, okay? There's 3 even numbers and 3 odd, so therefore I've got an even chance. Now, if we look at some other things here, so depending on where you're situated, so very unlikely. So for example, in Newcastle, it's very unlikely that it will snow tomorrow. However, if you were down at Jindabyne or somewhere like that, you might be more like a likely or possibly very likely, depending on the weather. Another example here for very likely, you will eat lunch tomorrow, okay? So I can fill the probability scale in with decimals. So even chance would be 0.5, and then I can move up in increments, 0.6, likely 0.7, very likely 0.9, and also go back the other way working towards 0. So looking at that, unlikely 0.3 and very unlikely 0.1. We'll now look at an example. So let's look at the example now. So we need to list the sample space for the die. And you realize there, because it's just singular, it's die. If there's 2, it was dice. And what is the size of the sample space? So for A, what I need to do, I'm going to have my S and then these squiggly brackets, and I'm going to list everything which is inside the sample. So the sample space is what I could possibly get. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because that's what appears on a die. Now, the number of our sample space, or how many things are in our sample space, you can think of it as that. And again, we've got 6, the 6 sides to the dice, so the number within our sample space is 6.